We
You
are
live.
live.
Live. We live. We are live and a live here on MEN-talRollaDeK. We've been busy this weekend, and thank you all for joining. This is Queen's Corner, Part Two, and as some of you have been following us, you know that Part One was incredible, and we're gonna add on to
Yay.
it. And we welcome everybody, and we welcome the beautiful panel of queens. We got Shanae, we got Sister Bashay, Adija, and and Jermaine is always with us. He's always around. So Queens, how are you
What's
this week?
up? I'm good. What's up, King? How are you?
Doing good. And Shanae, how are you?
Greetings. I'm doing well. How are you, King?
Doing good. And Adija, how are you, Queen?
Peace, peace. How you doing? I'm
Good.
good.
So Queen's Corner, and we touched on so much last week. The ladies were so passionate, and let's just jump right into it because we're gonna have other people joining us as we go, and this might go into we might go a little over today, but we'll see how it flows. So let's um, Queen's Corner one. For those of you who didn't see Queen's Corner one in the audience, this is about the queens expressing themselves honestly, which they always do and passionately about opening the minds of men and opening the minds of queens, also opening the minds of kings and queens, because what we want to do at Mental Roller Deck is to see that queens have they're so in touch with nature and what's actually going on in life, and but in society we always put the queen second, like stand behind your man, and even in religion you see the queens are never hardly mentioned much, but we say different. I say different, that the queens are very important, and this is the platform to them to express themselves, or the myths out there, and for men, and I want all the kings out there to really pay attention, because I think that's the main reason why I wanted to do this live, because I don't feel, including myself, that we pay enough attention to the queens. And so let's just kick it off right now. And this is a question for all of you. I just want all of you to it's no I don't think it's a right or wrong question, but I just want to see the point of view on this. In relationships, queens, and I know queens go through this very young age, because men hit on queens. We call it hit on you, or try to get to know you, or try to date you. And I see that it happens very early in a queen's life. And I want to say, when you become more mature as a queen, coming into uh, to the time that you are dating, and even now, if you're divorced or whatever the case may be, when a male approaches you, what gets your attention more, and what turns you off about the approach, how a man approaches you? Does something grab your attention, and what grabs your attention the most, and what turns you off the most in a king's approach? And I'm gonna start with Shanae. Hello.
Okay. Well, I'm here. Can you hear
Did
me?
you hear the question?
Hello?
Can you hear me, Shanae?
I did.
Shanae, you can't hear me?
I can hear you.
Did you hear the question?
Yeah, I did. Can
I
you
can hear
hear
you
me?
good.
Mhm.
Hello?
I can hear you.
Yeah, we can
Oh,
hear
okay.
you.
Yeah, no, I got the question. I was about to answer it. Okay. So what turns me, I'll start with, okay, let's start with what I don't like. What I don't like when I am being approached by a brother or a king is the obvious energy towards not really caring to know me on a mental level, but caring to know me more on a physical level. And um, that I can usually tell when the conversation is moving in that direction, when the king is not really asking a lot of questions. Like he's really not concerned about my mental state. He's not really concerned about anything about me. Like he keeps it kind of at a surface level, the conversation. And what I mean by surface level, then that moves me into the things that I do like when I'm being approached by a king. Usually uh, they'll start the conversation asking you questions like, what is it? What things interest you, right? And so when someone's opening up conversation with that type of question, you feel like there's a deeper understanding, or that the person may actually want to get to know you and know about you. Another thing that I enjoy is the fact that communication outside of texting. Like texting is always a red flag for me when the person only can text, and they only can text during certain times of the day. You know, communication is huge. So if you can't pick up the phone and have a certain communication with me leading up to meeting you possibly in person, that's also a red flag for me. So it deters me from being interested in the king at all. I mean, it's a long list, but one of the main things is when he's not interested in trying, he just doesn't ask questions. There's really no questions asked. And he doesn't offer up any information about himself as well, unless it's surface information. So that's a huge turnoff for me.
what gets your attention more?
What gets my attention more is
I mean, in terms of,
his conversation and what he's talking about.
okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, no, no, you answered it.
In terms of
So you say conversation, the way he's communicating.
his mind, exactly.
Okay. Okay. Sister Pache,
Yes.
yeah, do you remember the question?
Yes, I do.
Okay. We,
For,
we like
for me,
for you to then.
yeah, I'll go ahead and give my take on it. For me, one of the things that turn me off is if I'm if I'm hanging out, and let's just say I am at a jazz fest or something like that. I'm really into the music, and guy comes in between, me, my girlfriends, we having a good time, and it's like, hey, what's your name? What's your name? Let me holler at you. I'm not a fan of that by no means. Down here, say, shorty, let me holler at you real quick. Let me holler at you. I don't. Uh, Fortunate for me, I don't have a lot of that, and I think I think it may be just my presence. I think guys are a little bit more intimidated. So, and what I mean is not to say like I'm all that, because I know I'm not. I'm cool. I'm proud to be who I am, but my stance is different, my style is different, my flavor is different, the way I approach stuff is different. I used to go out to the club by myself because that was just the way I rolled, and I love to dance. I didn't drink in the club because I wanted to be aware of my surroundings, but I would be there at the club the whole night and not one guy approached me. That was discouraging. But at the same time, a brother had to bring it to my attention. A real good guy friend of mine, he didn't believe me. And I said, just watch. So he's on one side, I'm on the other side. And he watched the whole for about at least an hour. And then he said, I know what it is, Shay. He said, you don't look like these sisters that's up in here. Your style is different. The way you flow is different. He said, I can see guys watching you, but they're not approaching you because they know that if they come to you, if they step to you, they got to step correct. And he said, and I think a lot of them are already shying away from because they just there to have a good time. And so at my presence on its own would sift without me having to sift. So I think my the things that I look at that's a turn off is his speech, his attire, um, and just his approach to me. I'm a very cool, laid back person. So, and I'm really easy to talk to. I'm shy. I'm very shy. I cut up and clown a lot. That's the way that I camouflage my shyness, but I'm very shy. And so, I might joke with the guy that's coming up to me and then we'll be sitting up there laughing because that's my way of breaking the ice so I can be comfortable in this conversation. What does turn me on, I guess you could say, definitely is conversation. I too agree with Shanae about the texting. That's a red flag for me. That is, if you text me and I realize that what I'm getting ready to say is kind of lengthy, and I call you and you don't answer the phone and you just text me a minute ago, and then it was like, oh, I'm busy, or I just can't text right now, or just don't respond. That is a red flag for me as well. So that's like stop, block, and roll on. That's it. You block you, and that's it. So but I love great conversation. That is, so the dialogue has to be really good. And if you have a sense of humor, that's a plus too, because that lets me know that you could bring some light in a situation if the conversation seems kind of grim. So those would be my things. So approach, the way the guy approaches me, the way he's dressed, all of that makes a difference. When I say dress, I mean the brother can't come up to me sagging. That's what I mean. I'm not talking about he got to be in a three-piece suit. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just not down with the brother that's coming up to me and he's sagging and he got a wife beater on, and a wife beater ain't no real shirt. You understand what I'm saying? Because I can see your nipples through the shirt. I'm not talking about that. He can't come to me looking like that. You know, I'll say, hey, what's up, King? And I keep it moving. So yeah,
Right.
that's my take on it.
Okay, interesting. And that's a good take. And we have Miss Adisha.
Yes, yes, yes. So, I'm a woman of very few words. I don't have as much to say, but definitely I don't like to be lusted after, or for that surface level compliments to be coming like, oh, you look good. Yeah, okay. A lot of people on this earth look good. A lot of people are beautiful. A lot of people have good features. And sex and physical features aren't really something that is going to get my attention at all. The next thing is, just like the sister said, conversation. If there ain't no conversation and natural too, like you can't be acting a certain way or acting out or trying to show out or trying to impress me. Just be you. Just be you. Whatever way you are, I'll clock onto that. If I like you, I like you. If I don't, I don't. But I don't like the whole trying to show out and trying to be someone you're not. Just trying to change
Yeah,
because you think I'm a certain person. So you start acting more spiritual, acting more like Rastafarian or something because you think it's going to get my attention, and your attire. So as sis said, you don't have to be in a three piece or nothing, but like don't come to me with your butt hanging out. I think I'm gonna give you the time of day. So that's my take on it.
good, interesting. And again, if anybody just joins us, we have Queen's Corner 2 going on. And these queens are gonna uh, give their answers like they always do, passionately and honestly. And this can help the men. Queens, you've already helping the men out, the kings out there
You
already.
know, Adisha, sorry, Rich. I thought you were finished.
No, go ahead.
You know, Adisha made a great point that it just slipped my mind. One huge turnoff for me is when I meet a guy and like she said, he doesn't have his own, he can't think on his own. He doesn't have his own way. So if he meets me and I'm doing something, like if I drink a certain kind of tea or if I'm taking a certain kind of yoga class, all of a sudden he's only doing these things because he knows it, which I don't mind doing things together, but it's a fine line. You can tell when, like if he's already on that path and was like, oh yeah, I had just signed up for a class or whatever, I'll come to your class with you and you come to my class with me, versus I've never known anything about this, but because you're into it now, so I can kind of manipulate whatever
Right.
I'm trying to manipulate in this situation. Now I'm gonna become that. That is a huge turnoff for me, and I can pick up on that right away.
Mm.
Yeah, because it's
Oh,
just a
let
big
me.
act. It's a big act, and you're basically trying to manipulate me into liking you.
Exactly. You're trying to manipulate me
Exactly.
into liking you.
Exactly.
Yes.
It's gonna work.
And and also too, it's like this representative shows up and wants to be, your perfect person, but eventually the representative is going to really get really tired of that script, and they're going to bail on that script, and then next thing you know, the real person going to show up a month or two down the line. He'd be like, where this dude come from? But he's been there
Oh,
the
they
whole time. He
always
just,
bail on that.
yeah.
Yeah,
Always.
because you
Hmm.
can't act for us for a long period of time. After a while, it takes a toll on you. So you're gonna go back to who you are.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
So, yeah,
And
and
women
people.
do it too. Women do it too, but
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
all I
yeah.
want to put out there.
Oh yeah. I've seen
But we
it.
don't deal with women, so you know.
Yeah. So, yeah, we're talking about approaches and first times, audience who just approached. This is Queen's Corner too, and it's already getting hot, y'all. And speaking of first times, first dates, it's always a first date, right? It's always a first time, right? So this can really help the kings out there, queens. I mean, be as honest as you can. I know you always do that, but I'm going to get into, because Queen's Corner One was so dope, so depth and deep. We got to touch on these things to where we're going to see how deep it's going to go. But it's up to you, ladies. It's up to you, queens, how deep it's going to go. So first dates, first times. Now, say I'm going to set the scenario. Say you like this guy. You like the guy. I mean, you really, not really, really like the guy, but you like the guy. When is it okay? On the first date, on the first date, this is another two-part question. On the first date, would you kiss him on the first date? Or would you let him, uh, uh, well, would you let him kiss you on the first date? And if so, where?
Where?
I'm gonna start with,
You forgot my feelings loud.
Did you?
I thought I muted it.
Oh, let me mute mine too.
no, no, you like this guy. I mean, you really like this guy, okay? You really like this guy, but you on the first date. Now, the first date turned out to be the bomb. You already like him. So, are you gonna kiss him on the first date? Are you gonna kiss him before he when he drops you off at home? Are you gonna kiss him in the restaurant or wherever you went?
Mhm.
Is there gonna be any kissing involved? Will you let any kissing be involved? If you see this date is going is better than you think, better than you thought, would you
If
let him
I'm
kiss
out,
you and where?
if I'm out on a date, that means I've known him for a long enough time anyway. So
No, I know
I
I'm
don't
saying this is the first date,
like.
but you've been talking to him. But this is the first date.
So we
You
ain't
really
never
like him.
chilled up before or nothing.
No, you like him. You talk. You never chilled, but this is the first time you chilled in person.
I don't know. Go on, sisters. Let me hear you.
Ha ha.
Yeah.
so who's going?
Go ahead, Shanae.
Come on, y'all always okay. So that's fine. That's fine because I'm gonna give it to you raw. That's why you always want me to go first. I'll go first. All
Well,
right.
well,
Go ahead, sis. Go. We got you,
So
Queen.
this is the okay. So this is the first thing I'm gonna say. Right. Everything is situational. We all know everything is situational. So if I really sat here on this panel and I said, um, I have a book to the way I'm going to handle how I deal when I go on a date with someone, I would be lying. Energy is everything when you're out on the date, when you're dealing with the person, when you're looking at them, when you're smelling them, when you're around them. Energy is everything, right? So we would first need to set the tone of where is this date? Where is it at? Like, is this a date at a restaurant? Is this a date at the park? Or is this a date when I'm coming over to watch Netflix at your house? Because then the narrative changes on all these dates. So
hey,
what
okay,
type of
okay,
date are
wait,
we
wait,
talking?
That's
time out.
true.
Okay,
That's
wait,
true.
time out.
That's
So let
true.
me set it up.
Yeah.
I'm glad you brought that up. Cause see, this is why the queens is great. See, sometimes these queens are so smart they try to weasel out of the answer.
Oh, I'm
So
not weaseling.
okay,
No, I see where she's going with it. I'm with her. I see where she's going. Come
Yeah,
on,
I agree.
go
I
ahead and
agree.
straighten it out.
hey, let me set it up because she said a good thing. I should have been more specific on this date.
Mhm.
Now you're out in public, but you're out at a restaurant, and it's a outside type of restaurant, and where you can go in and out. Now the date is going so great, it's going better than you thought it was going to go. You already like him, and you see that he wants to kiss you in the restaurant, and he's going to want to kiss you goodnight. Would you let him do this on the first date? And where would you let him kiss you if you
How
would
many
let him?
weeks have I been speaking to him?
Well, he's been speaking to him long enough to where you really like him, where you agree to go on a date.
Nah, I need specific.
And the date, and the date confirms that you like him and you made the right choice.
I'm
The
gonna say
date is
four
going
weeks.
great. The
4 weeks.
date is
4 weeks.
going great. The date has went is going great. You can already see that you like this guy even better in person, and the date is going great. So I'm saying when you see that he wants to kiss you, are you gonna let him kiss you on the first date? And if so, where?
Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna let him kiss me.
Okay, and where?
So we're still in the restaurant?
He's gonna want to.
No, you're
He's gonna
outside
want.
now.
We outside
Yeah.
at the car?
No,
No,
you
like
in.
outside. Yeah, you're outside the car, outside the restaurant.
Oh, so we're walking to the car or something like that,
Yeah,
basically.
let's say,
Okay,
And,
yeah.
and
so quite naturally, he's gonna kiss me on my cheek.
no, I'm saying is I'm not telling you what he's trying, where he's trying to kiss you. Where are you gonna let him kiss you? If
I'm gonna
he,
let him kiss me on my cheek.
okay,
Mhm.
so if he tries to go to the lips, you're gonna turn aside.
No,
No.
Okay, and so after he drops you off,
Yo!
After he drops you
I
off,
just
keep
put it out
going.
there. We all know we're gonna say yeah, but we may as well.
Right, right. So after he drops us off, keep going, Rich.
so now you're driving home. He's driving you home, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
You've already kissed him on the way in the on the way out of the restaurant. You already kissed him in the mouth.
Oh my
All
goodness.
right.
And
Okay,
so
on.
now he pulls up to your spot and he parks and he
Oh,
turns the
parks that's
car.
gonna stay kind of park.
He parks and he turns the car off.
Mm.
He parks
Okay.
and he says, "Well, we I had a great night. This is better than
Enrich
I could.
Lamar's conscience, and
This
he
is
is bugging.
about This is better than I thought it was." And he's gonna ask you, "Can we do it again?" What are you gonna say?
Yeah.
Exactly. Yes.
Okay, now he says, "I'm gonna walk you to the door now."
Hold on.
He says, "I'm going to walk you to the door, and when you get to the door to say goodnight and bye, he starts to put his arms around you for another kiss. What do you do?"
That's okay. I ain't gonna push it back.
Yeah,
We
that's
already kissed.
fine. No, we already kissed. Yeah,
Yeah. So that's okay now. That's already the penny's already dropped there.
it's
Yeah.
fine. Yeah.
Okay. Now his arms around you, and he's kissing you in the mouth, and you feel a little tongue.
Okay. I don't really like tongue.
Now, not a lot. He's not crazy with it.
Mm.
Are you gonna give him some tongue and say goodbye, or you just gonna take the quick peck and then you're gonna just do it again?
Quick peck. I have a way about me that's really slick, so I can like
What is
I
this?
really am slick. I can do this kind of stuff. I think it's dope. So like I can do like say stop and like pull back, but not make anything awkward. Like I'll be like, oh stop, like kind of yeah. So I would do that because I don't think I don't want all that tongue yet, man. I don't know you like that.
Okay, and you're not gonna do the tongue yet. Shanae, you gonna let him do the tongue?
Nah,
No, Sister
nah.
Shay, no tongue. Not a little
No,
bit.
no. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. So, if we're in a if we're in a restaurant, we kicking it, vibe is good. Our conversation was great. Upon that point. So everything is building up, and we're sitting there, and we vibing, and we leaving the restaurant, and he's opening the door, he leans over, to kiss me, and it's gonna be a little slight head turn because I want to give me a peck on the cheek, give me a little kiss on the cheek, and we go inside, we talk, he turned the car off, we vibing, and it's like, hey, I had a good time. Me too, I had a good time too. I'm interacting this out right now. Yeah, I had a good
Okay.
time too. I appreciate that. And I enjoyed your company. Your conversation was amazing. And man, them shoes, your outfit, you looking real sharp, and you smell good too. So um, as my thing is, uh, if what does this look like? Are we in the car, or are we at the front door? Are we at the front door,
Yeah,
Rich?
for
Are
the
we at
kiss. Yeah, for
we're
the
at the
kiss.
front door? All right, so we at the front door and everything because I'm a hugger. So let me go ahead and let's get that hug in, and I'm, once I release the hug, I'm expecting for the hug be over. But he may want to hold me a little tighter. If he holds me a little tighter, that means the hug ain't over yet. So okay, I could get with the hugging part and all of this, and then might be another kiss on the cheek trying to move over to the mouth. And if so, that would be that would not be a tongue initiated kiss. It would be a nice kiss and thank you, I had a good time, and I just want to keep it right there because when you start doing a little tongue thing and stuff like that, and I'm real serious about that because
Hey,
if the kiss is not right, so we're not going to initiate that kiss right now, not no tongue and stuff like that, because if the kiss is not right, I'm not taking off a sock. It's not going to go no further than that because I've just found out that I can't get with the kiss that you're providing. So I know that it's not going to go any further. That's me. Now, I'm just speaking for my personal, what turns me on and turns me off. I've got to enjoy the kiss, but this is not the time for that kiss. So it would just be a kiss just with lips, no tongue action.
So no, so Shanae the only one that said Shanae, you the only one said tongue action, right?
I
Everybody
swear she
said
said
no.
no.
She
Yeah, I
said,
think
she
she
said
said
no tongue.
yeah, I think
Yeah.
I said no.
okay. Now,
Don't try to set her up.
second date. Second date, same guy.
Oh wow. Okay.
Now, second date, same guy. He says he loves to cook. He loves to cook and he wants to make you dinner at his place. Do you go?
How,
Do I
is this
go?
the is this the second date?
This is the
Yeah.
second date. Now
No,
you've been told, now
What do you say?
you've
Do
been
you go?
no, wait, let me set it up. Second date in person. Now both of you busy. You really like him. The first date was the yeah. You kiss him. You already let him kiss you and hug you. You've been talking for 2 weeks and you finally get a schedule together to where you're going to do a second date. 2 weeks, everything is fine. No complaints. But he says, you already been talking about cooking and all of this stuff. So he says, look, let me cook for you and make dinner and at my place. And do you go? And first of all, what is your answer? And when you go, and if your answer is yes, that you go to his place and let him cook for you, uh, how long are you gonna stay? Are you gonna leave right after dinner? I mean, how long are you gonna stay? Is it gonna be just to eat and go? And if after you eat, he wants to sit and watch TV and all of this, do you go right after dinner? Are you gonna leave right after dinner? You don't want anything prolonged because this guy is hot and he's got you hot and you like him. And so, number one, are you gonna accept the invite to go to his house and let him cook for you? And after dinner, he wants to sit and watch a little TV and whatever and talk. Are you gonna do that or are you gonna leave? So that's another two part. You
I
guys
would
get it, right?
to both. I would to both. Yeah, food's my weakness.
Okay,
So
Deja said yes to both.
yeah, I treat it like a dinner
Okay,
party. You
now,
don't just go there and eat. That ain't fast food.
and so even if you want to chill after the dinner and watch a little TV or something, you don't mind it.
Yeah, that's it. Like that's like a dinner party. Like you go to the place, you eat, you chill with the person who hosted the dinner party, and then you go. I treat it
Okay,
like
what
that.
about you, Shanae?
Hmm. I would say yes to both. I will go also.
Mm.
Now, what's the next question?
Wait a minute. You answered. You said you going. Are you gonna stay after dinner or you going home?
I'm gonna stay after dinner. No, I'm staying after dinner.
Okay. Now, per se.
Mm-hmm.
So you're gonna go. You're gonna let him cook for you, and you're gonna stay a little bit after dinner. So this is yes on everybody.
Okay, well, what would determine if I would stay is how well does he cook. If the food was nasty, I'm not staying. And it depends on how he keeps his house. If his house is
Yeah,
nasty, I'm not staying.
that's true.
If his
But if
if
his
his
house
house
is
is
nasty, I'm gonna
nasty,
make an excuse not to eat his food in the first place.
right?
Mm.
Yeah. So his house has got to be his house has got to be neat. He don't have to have like extravagant furniture or nothing like that. But the brother has got to be has to be neat, kept. The house has to be clean, and
Yeah. So what I'm saying is, yeah, I didn't clarify that.
beginning of the
Yeah, the
prep because
food and
yeah, to help with the food prep because I think when people kind of work together in the kitchen, I think that's a sexy thing. So maybe I can help, and that could add another bonding you know uh segment to what we have going on. And
Nah, I
if the
want to be
house is
cooked for.
clean, if the house is clean and the meal is good and we got good chemistry while he's cooking, we talking, we laughing and stuff like that, I would stay.
I would do that next time. I will cook with him next time. But that time, I want to be cooked for. I want to see how he cooks because I will take over the kitchen naturally. I wanted
Oh,
him to.
okay.
I want to taste that. See if he can do that real Caribbean. I'm being biased. I just like Caribbean and some just. So yeah, I would just want to see if he can cook like that.
hmm. So, but all the food was clean and everything was nice. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah.
Yes, I can hear you.
Everything is going well with this date, even on the second date, right?
Yeah, okay.
I
Yeah.
can't hear you guys for some reason.
Yeah. Sorry. No, we didn't say anything. That's why.
Right, but we're here
Wait,
though.
let me go out and come back in. Something's happening to my. I can't hear anybody. I'm
Can
gonna
you hear
go
us
out,
now?
come back in, and Jermaine,
Okay.
Let's answer that question
talk to the
Jermaine
queen till
asked
I
though.
come back.
Do y'all look at the bathroom first? No,
What did
I
he
look at the
say?
kitchen. Do y'all look at the bathroom first? No, I look at the kitchen, then the bathroom. Or the other way around. But I look at both.
I do. I look at both.
Yeah. Because those are like the two places. Like if that's dirty, no. No.
Right.
Definitely.
Yeah, it's I gotta see some cleanliness.
Hmm.
Yeah, that
Serious.
that
Hmm.
that plays a huge role. And not only that, ain't nothing worse going to somebody's house and you see socks on the floor, you know,
Right.
plates, plates and
Or
forks
forget
and
seeing them. You smell them when they open
you
the door.
oh girl, yes.
You see, with me,
Just
I don't mind the untidiness as much, but it's the cleanliness. So you can have a sock on the floor and that, man. You know, guys, most time anyway. But if
Yo,
Hmm.
it's
yo,
dirty,
yo, yo, yo. I wish
Hmm.
I
part of
said most
Jamaica.
time, you Jamaican guy who cleans
Yeah.
everything. I know, I understand.
Oh,
But
okay.
most,
All
yeah,
right.
I
Just
know.
I
You
just
lot
a
love to
check.
clean. Like,
Nice correction. Rich,
we all
you're a
do
world rich.
clean, bro. I don't know that. My dad cleans more than my mom. Like, damn. Anyway, so yeah, like if it's just a bit, like socks in, but it can't be dirty. It can't be like just dirty drawers on the floor, dirty cups on the floor, and dirty hair. Like, nah, nah, nah. But if you
Yo,
got a few
but
papers here and there, and
the
that's all right.
papers are cool. Papers are cool.
yeah.
But here's the thing: if he invites you for a date at his house and he's cooking for you, I would think for me, if he cleans up, that shows that he has, that he's
Oh
wanting
yeah,
to, you know what I mean? The
yeah.
papers, papers, newspapers on the coffee table, I can deal with that. But if I'm seeing dirty socks on the floor, if I see old cups and plates,
Mm.
forks on the floor, that type of stuff, and it's not neat. But I get, people, we all have our people paper junk. I can, that's cool with me,
Yeah,
you know.
which man and I deal with? Yo, even time I mess my floor cleaner than whistle. That me for telling you here.
Jamaicans, I can say it.
Okay. All right. We gonna go back to the first dates, but here's a question about a guy that you're interested in, because
Okay.
men want to uh hear the queens on how they look at this. Now, let's say you like a guy, you really like this guy, or you like a guy, and again, the question is for all of you. Everybody comes with a certain amount of baggage, no matter who you meet. If it's not kids, they got psychological things because you don't know the person. You're getting to know them. Everybody comes with some baggage that that they can't leave, like some children, or and sometimes the baggage could be like maybe even something psychological or something. I mean, you could get with somebody that creates baggage. Like, let's say when you got with this guy, nothing was wrong, and then he winds up having to be in a wheelchair after you made your commitment, even got married to him. Now, be as honest as you can. If you got with a guy and he finds out something happened to where he had to be in a wheelchair, would you stay with him? Or how would you deal with it to where, and he tells you, well, babe, I can understand if you don't want to stay with me. How would you deal with that?
You need to be specific again. Like, how long have we been together? Do you have children
Right, right.
together?
Yeah,
Are we
that's what I mean. You,
married?
you you got married. Not you got married, but you made a commitment and you're on your way to getting married. And you known each other to the point to where you accept his engagement. You're on your way to getting married. Something happened to where he's in a wheelchair now. And he tells you, babe, if you don't want to go any further, you got your whole life ahead of you. How would you deal with it?
Okay. Can I answer first, y'all? Y'all don't
Go
mind?
go
Mm-hmm.
ahead. Go
No, I
ahead.
don't mind. Go ahead.
Okay. Okay. For me, if this is a relationship that I built, I mean that we built together, and he had an accident, and that did happen, I would be there. And the reason why, even with him saying, babe, you could go ahead. I mean, I know this is not the life that wanted and stuff like that. For me, I'm a strong believer of the seeds that you sow,
Hmm.
because we're not guaranteed anything the day that we walk out the door to go anywhere. I mean, something could happen to me, and I could, that very same thing could happen to me where I'm paralyzed or what have you. And if my mindset is yes, I'll be there for you, because I want to be able to put that out there into the universe, so that if something like that should happen to me, I will have somebody that would care just enough to want to do the same thing and provide some help and some stability and some support through all of this. I dated a guy who was legally blind, but he just woke up one day and he lost sight in one of his eyes, due to overprocess of white blood cells. He lost his vision, and
Mm.
so when we met, he was legally blind, but he could see a little bit. He couldn't drive, and all of this type of stuff. But he was such a good person, and so I mean, I used to mess with him all the time. I was like, "You lying? I'm tired of you with this fake handicap sticker. I'm gonna tell them people you're a fraud." We would joke about it,
Yeah, right, right.
right? Because I mean, his sense of direction was good. Because I mean, I would go visit him in his town, and he would say, "Turn right here, turn left there," and that's why I would say stuff like that. But then, one of the things shifted, and when he thought his eyes were getting better, they started getting worse, and he got frustrated, and so he cut me off,
Mm.
and he blocked me out. And so when I finally got in touch with him, I was like, man, I don't hear from you anymore. And his exact words was, Shay, can you give me my sight back? And
Mm-mm.
Mm.
I said, I can't do that. He said, well, I mean, why I got to explain to you about what's going on? If you can't give me my sight back, why do I need to explain to you? That was
Mm.
questioning, because I'd
Mm.
been there the whole time,
Right.
and like, people go through and they're frustrated. So it takes a toll on their mental capacity and the way they look at stuff. They're angry at the world. And, I would be there as long as that person would want me to be there. But if they get to a point where they're mistreating me or this, that, and the other, then I would have to back away. But
Mm.
if they need my help, and this is a humbling experience for them, I want to try to make sure that I'm there for them, because I want to plant that type of seed just in case something like that in my life happens, that I can actually get that somebody would pay that forward to me as well. So
Yeah, I mean that's a good answer. And Queens, uh, just because Prishay was so honest with it, I want you to be just as honest. I mean, if it's no, it's no, and why? And what is your take on it, Deja?
Depends. I'm gonna try and say this in the best way possible. If everything still works, then yeah.
Yeah,
But if
okay.
not, then
Then you're gonna have to highly consider.
yeah.
That's honest. I mean, this is why these queens is on here, audience. This is the you can't go nowhere else but roller deck to get it like this. And Shanae from the Bay Area, don't kick him off the Golden Gate Bridge.
No, my approach to it is I mean, just don't push me to push you up. No, I'm just playing. But
Oh, that's what you gonna
my
do?
approach to it is
You gonna do that, Shanae? Oh, you wanna fuck, huh?
I'm
Time to
not gonna
fuck.
do that. I'm not gonna do that. No, 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 no,
Okay.
no,
All right. We
no.
get playful. We get
So
playful.
no, I'm pretty I'm pretty loyal. So if I'm with someone and something tragically happens to them, I will stay with them until it gets to be, if they push me away, I cannot be with someone who doesn't want me there. And Jermaine made a
Hmm.
point in the comments saying that, well, what if he was dealing with trauma? Right? Okay, dealing with the trauma is one thing, but now that you're traumatizing me, it becomes another thing.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Mm.
True.
So
Absolutely.
if balance can't be brought to the, I understand being traumatized. We've all suffered some sort of trauma. But once the trauma begins to traumatize me and there's no balance, how am I able to still be at your side if you don't want me at your side? At that point, I would need to remove myself because you're going to you've already removed yourself anyways when you're only focusing in on what's going on with you. So you've removed yourself from us.
Right, but that's watering down the question. I'm saying initially you see that he's in a wheelchair now and he tells you if you want to leave me, I understand. What is your initial reaction is going to be to that? How are you going to respond to it?
My initial reaction is going to be, I'm going to be by your
Okay.
side. I'm not going anywhere.
Okay.
Hmm.
Even sisters, I have a question. What, like, even if you know, for real, you're gonna stay there the whole time. What if you
Adisha, stop it. Stop
Nah,
you
it.
let
have to be
Adisha keep
honest,
telling
man?
keep telling that truth.
So
Yeah,
no,
no, it's true, man. Be
I
honest,
understand
man.
what the DJ is saying. I
I do
understand.
too. I'm messing with her.
No, I understand what the DJ is saying. And so I'll say
Tom,
this.
like,
This
say
is
for
an
instance,
answer
like,
coming from a woman
now,
that's
say for
42.
instance, yeah, what? Say for
So
instance,
what?
before you carry on, sis, before you carry on, like, look at it like this, yeah. Say for instance, you're 30 and it happens then, and you both ain't gonna, like, say you're gonna die at 90. That's 60. That's 60 years, you know.
You just took the
See,
answer from me. That's exactly what I was about to say. I was about to
Uh-huh.
say there's a huge age difference with me and you. So at your age, hell no.
like,
Nah, yeah.
I don't know, man. I have to be honest.
I'm being honest. Rich said be
That's real.
honest.
That's real. That's real.
I have
Like,
more patience now. I have more patience now. I
Mm.
know if I was Khadijah's age, I would be right with Khadijah. Like, is everything gonna stop working? Yeah, nah, I ain't gonna be able to do it. I say the same thing.
Right. Right. That the age has a lot to do with it. So I was looking at it from the perspective of where I
It
am right
it
now.
plays a role.
Yeah, I
It
mean,
plays
yeah,
a
I want you
role.
guys to look at it where you are now.
Right.
Adisha's
Yeah.
younger and she's got her whole life ahead of her. And
Hmm.
since y'all saying this age makes a difference, brings up the next question.
Oh Lord.
Hmm.
Here we go.
Now,
allow it.
ladies mature faster than the kings, right?
That's
Because
correct.
a queen could have a 40-year-old boyfriend at 16 years old, but very seldom you find a 40-year-old woman involved with a 16-year-old man. And it happens, but women mature and they body develop and all that. Now, ladies, you know better than anybody how you was as a teenager, your secrets, what you went through all the adolescence and all the body development, and you know how girly or tomboyish you was. So what I'm saying is, you've changed, ladies. Queens mature, so you're not that same little girl you used to be. But
Hmm.
looking at yourself right now, what about you haven't changed? Starting with Shanae. But you don't have to answer right away. I want you girls to look at it and just think about what about you had that you see that hasn't changed.
Say
You know,
that again.
like women mature faster than men, and they change a lot because they have experiences with men early, and men hit on you and all this stuff. And but your own personality within yourself, you know how you used to be as a young girl before you became into your womanhood, so to speak. What about you now? Right now, you've changed a lot. All women have changed a lot, especially by the age of 24 or 25. You've changed a lot. But what about you now, at you, Adisia, at 24, 25, and even so further up with Shanae and Pache? What about you that you know that hasn't changed? personality wise or psychologically or spiritually? What about you haven't changed out of all this you've been through in life so far?
Okay, I can go.
You know,
One thing that
you
has
can pass the baton
no,
if you
no,
like.
I
Uh,
no, no, no. I got
uh,
it. I got it.
uh,
I knew it. I knew it when you were explaining the question. What my answer was. One thing that hasn't changed for me is my drive. My drive to always um get clarity and understanding in things. I mean, that has not changed from my young womanhood up until now. I still have like a burning fire within me for more understanding about anything, about a relationship, about a job I may take. It's always there. The desire to um, understand things beneath the surface, and that's always been a part of me. I don't know if I answered that question correctly.
no, only you can answer that. You know, because only
Oh,
you
okay.
know. So that's so you still have that. So you had a drive early, huh?
Very early.
Mm.
And part of that is what pushed me away. I never fully, I know this isn't this show, but my family was huge into religion, and that wanting to know more never allowed me to fully grasp that whole idea. And I'm glad that I had that.
Mm.
So yeah, I've always just had that. I've always wanted to know more. I've always wanted to infiltrate other situations and hear their point of views, and that's been from a young age, and I still have it now.
Okay, so that's good. That's still in you, and that's been a part of you as far as you can know, right?
Yes.
Okay, Deja.
Um, mine is like my quietness and my ability to observe things. I've always been like that. I've been a person of few words most of my life. The next thing is my, I wouldn't say like childlikeness, but I don't take things too seriously sometimes. Like there's a certain time when you need to just be a little bit more childlike in a way. In a way, I can't really explain that. Like you need to know how to have fun and how to laugh
Mm-hmm.
still, like how you were when you were younger, and not
Mm-hmm.
just be this stern person all the time. Because yeah, you grow up and you have to be more mature and so on and so forth, but you still have to be the ability to be fun. And my personality, literally, I don't, not much. There's been people like when you grow up in school, you see people change from primary school, totally change. Like they change their whole persona, how they behave. And I've not been one of those people. You could go to someone and say that her character, so not like evolving my mindset and evolving myself and my spirituality, my spiritual state and so on, but my character has remained the same the whole time.
Mm.
I think that those three are definitely pivotal.
Yeah, yeah. So you've always been laid back. You've always been that way. That hasn't
Mm,
changed.
no.
Mm. And Sister Shay,
Yeah.
what hasn't changed? All you've been through. What hasn't changed about
One of the things that hasn't changed about me is I'm also a go-getter. I'm like Shanae. My drive is very consistent. I I'm always I work hard. I work hard in any and everything that I touch. I work hard at it. And so that's always been consistent with me. That's always been a staple because if people know that my name is attached to it, they know I'm about my business. And they know that, I'm going to give it 110%. And, times that I worked two and three jobs at one time, it wasn't because I was trying to stack paper, but it was just things that I love to do, that I was doing at the time. So, that has never changed. And another thing that's never changed is my passion with everything that I do. Um, I've traveled a lot, so I'm not afraid of uprooting and moving or making moves. So that right there has always uh, helped me. And I've been consistent with that. If I'm at a place for a lengthy amount of time, people are questioning, like, man, you still there? For real? Because they know me. But so one that the my consistency to work hard, my consistency and my passion with everything that I do has been that way since I can remember. So
Mm,
I'm very passionate about my art form, my poetry, my drawings, all of anything that has anything to do with art that I put my hands to. I'm very passionate about it, and I'm going at it 200%. That's always been me, and it's still me.
mhm. Okay, we're gonna get into uh, kind of on that same theme. Um, I talk to a lot of queens, and with when it comes like my book, and when it comes to like eating right, and a lot of them talk to me about depression, and a lot of them tell me that uh, they are lonely, right? And I want to know from you, ladies, uh, what's the difference, or do you see a difference in being alone and lonely? Uh, we'll start with Sister Pache.
Yeah,
Well, whoever want to jump
depends on
in.
the person though.
Yeah, but to you. I mean, do you see alone as being different than
Wanna go,
lonely,
sis?
or whoever want to jump in?
Okay, I'll go.
I'll say it depends
Go
on the
first.
person. You got them people who are alone, but they're not lonely. Is this lagging? Can anyone hear me?
I can hear you.
Uh-huh, we can hear you.
Oh,
I
okay.
hear you.
I can hear you. Adija, can you hear me?
I was saying there is a yeah, I can hear everyone. That's
Okay.
what you couldn't hear me. Yeah, there's a difference. There's a difference, but it depends who you are. You got them people who's alone, they're lonely because they're alone. You got some people who are alone and they're not lonely, but there is definitely a difference because you can be lonely and be with someone. Like you could be in a full-blown relationship and be with someone and be lonely as hell.
Hmm.
And
Right.
you can be alone and not be lonely like someone like me. I could. It's like I feel like I'm like six people because I be in my house talking to myself, going around like I have raves by myself. I love my own company. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Hmm.
I'll be like, yeah, when you're gonna do your hair, I don't know, I'm gonna do it on like Saturday, like for real. So I'm cool, but it depends on the person.
Yeah, but see, that's what I'm saying, Adija. I want you to say the difference. You answered the question, but a lot of times I tell people the best therapy you can have is to be able to be your own best friend.
Hmm.
And that helps a lot in life. So especially the older you get, the if you can be your best friend, is that's a big plus. And the other side of that coin, if you can be your own boss and be your own best friend, that is two things you got it beat. I always tell the females out there, if any queen out there listening, be your own best friend and be your own boss if you can do that, and that'll help a lot of
Hmm.
problems. But uh, Sister Pache and Shanae, do you see a difference in being alone and lonely, and what's the difference?
I absolutely see a
I
difference.
Oh, go ahead, Miss Pache.
Okay. I was saying that I absolutely see a difference. Like Adisha said, you can be with somebody, and I mean, and we see it all the time. Women be with a man for years, and then she's like, "But I'm so lonely. He doesn't give me time. It's this and that and the other." So you can, for me, I, I'm not lonely. I'm alone, but I'm not lonely. I'm like Adija. I have good company with myself. I paint art, in my time, make obscene phone calls, do some heavy breathing on the line. I don't know, whatever that looks like for me, that's what I'll do. But I enjoy myself. I enjoy having a good time, and just chilling, listening to music, reading. So I can actually have a moment with myself during this time that will be lonely for other people. And during that time, I'm just making Pache a better Pache. You know what I'm saying? I'm taking, I'm taking that time and I'm just kind of building on who I am. So if I dwell on the fact that, oh my God, I'm lonely, I need to find someone, my biological clock is ticking, I would never be able to focus on me and make me a better person for
You're
the
going
right
outside?
person that's gonna come up, you know. So that's my take on it. Rich got kicked out, huh?
Looks like it.
So which one and I will keep the show going?
What's
All
the
right.
yeah? Jermaine asked the question. What is your need for a man if you're secure? But I want to ask really quick. What do you mean financially secure, mentally secure? Like, what do you mean by secure?
That's the question of Jermaine you're asking?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe he'll have to clarify that later. His question was, what is it you really need from a man when you are secured?
The coming together of a man and woman is more of a unionship. We're not supposed to lean on each other for mental stability and those sorts of things. It's something you're supposed to find from yourself. And that's why so many relationships are toxic. So, I mean, and when it comes to money, I mean, this is a different age now. A lot of women like me, for instance, I can take care of myself. So it's more for a companion. It's more for that oneness,
Hmm.
that your masculine side of you and that coming together. It's not so I can lean on him for mental stability or to fill a void or to emotional trauma or because I ain't got money. That's not what he's for.
Hmm. That was well said, Adisha.
Thank
That's
you.
good.
It
Hmm.
sure was.
Hmm. On
Hmm.
point.
Rich, you there?
Where is everybody?
I know, right?
Well, well, Shanae, what's your definition? I mean, what's your take on lonely and alone?
Mm.
Okay, so mine is gonna come from a different place. Due to I had my first child when I was 17.
Hmm.
So what I will say is alone and lonely definitely are two different things. I felt the most alone during the time of being a young mother and also being in a relationship and not knowing who I was, but I had other people pulling on me for support and I didn't know how to support myself. So at that time, that is when I felt completely alone. And I felt alone due to the fact I didn't know what to do with myself. Like I didn't have any hobbies. I didn't know what I liked. I didn't know what I didn't like. So that's where the source of my depression came from was um, under being underdeveloped and not knowing who I was. And
Mm.
I felt very alone, even though I wasn't lonely. I had my child, I had my husband, I had all of these things, but I still felt alone. And now, so let's see. Okay, so lonely. No, I still felt lonely, right? So now I'm in a place where, and then I would go in and out of, you date and you date people, you have relationships, and I would still feel lonely because again, I had not tapped into myself. I had not took the time out to figure out what makes Shanae tick, what works for her, what does she like, what who is she? So when I started to take time alone, I wasn't lonely anymore. because
Yeah.
I would go places by myself, take trips by myself. I would call family members and say, look, I don't care. I'm dropping these kids off. Dropping to somebody else in the family. I'll be back when I get back. Like I had to stand my ground as a single mother and say, I need to take care of myself. And I didn't need a relationship. I didn't need another man. I needed to focus on me. And when I did that, I found out I paint well. I paint all the time. I was able to find out what type of things work for me. I started to infiltrate different cultures and by myself. So then I could be alone and I wasn't lonely because I knew what
Hmm.
worked for me. And now I have conversations with myself. I can do anything by myself. I don't need a crew. I don't need a clique.
Yeah.
And a lot of times when we surrounding ourselves with a respect, and women do this a lot. And I'm going to go back to what Khadijah was explaining, or she was building on Jermaine's question about secure. All of that, when you're in a relationship and you're pulling on the other person, has to do with you not being grounded within yourself. When you're grounded
Hmm.
within yourself, that energy does not even pour off of you. You don't pull from someone else because you're pulling from yourself. And then you guys meet up together and you can pour into each other. But then when you separate, you have your own self.
That's it.
So yeah, it all pointed back to I had to spend time with myself. I had to travel by myself, go to restaurants alone, look around,
Hmm.
people watch, go to a bar by myself, sit there and watch them. Like then I was able to feel my own self without somebody else's energy pulling on me,
Correct.
without my
Yeah.
child, without my husband. So it took that time. It took that time alone for me to figure out what works for me and who I am. That's when the depression left because I suffered from depression for a long time. A long time. So yeah, that's pretty much
Wow.
that's
That's
pretty
good,
much
sis.
all I have to say.
So
That was
is it fair
good.
to say that each of you ladies can be your own best friend?
Yep. I am my own best friend.
Absolutely.
Definitely. Definitely. Hmm.
Hmm.
Yes.
Okay, so a person that can be their own best friend is that's very important. So now, a man is very important too. A king in the life. Uh, can you still be your own best friend with a king in your life?
Yeah, but the
I have
relationship
to. It's a
between,
must.
yeah, the relationship you have with yourself and the relationship you have with another person is, again, it's like lonely and alone. It's two different things, I think.
Hmm.
Okay, expound on that, Aditya.
Hmm.
Say you got a man and you still your own best friend.
Yeah. So I mean it like there's still gonna be times where I want time to myself. There's still gonna be times where I don't sway on my opinion or how I think or how I deal with things just because oh my man does it. Like things like that. So there's still gonna be times where I have to analyze myself, be aware of myself, like your relationship with yourself. You live with yourself. When your man's gone to work, you're still with yourself.
Right.
So
Hmm.
he's gonna be your best friend. Obviously, he's your other half, like literally.
Yeah.
But the relationship you have with yourself is completely different to the relationship you have with someone else. And it takes a different level of understanding and awareness to deal with someone else as opposed to yourself. It's easier to see the faults in someone else or the goodness in someone else, and you sometimes don't see it in yourself because it's harder to. People can see my face right now, but I can't see my face unless I look in a mirror, kind of thing.
Right. That's deep.
Hmm. That's
That's
good.
that is very deep,
Hmm.
and that's the answer to a lot of people who make men their peace, and you have to be your own best friend, and the man that's with you has to understand that because and let me ask you this, Adija, and the other queens can answer this too. Are you the type of queen that you sometimes you need your space alone, even if you with a guy you like.
Yes.
You
Yes.
gotta
Mm-hmm.
have your space.
Yes.
Definitely. I can't be
Mm-hmm.
in, I cannot have someone in my face 24/7. The only people that can be in my face 24/7 is my kids. Anyone else, and it's like, come on, we need a break. Even if we live in the
Mm-hmm.
same house, like we can't constantly be in each other's faces. It's just draining. You need your own space.
Right.
Very
Exactly.
draining. Very
Yes, it
draining.
is.
Like, yeah.
Mm. So both of you, you need your free time, right?
Mhm.
Yes. Yes. It's
Absolutely.
important.
Yeah.
It's important because the thing of it is when you're in a relationship, so many women have done it. I have fallen prey to it myself, where you give so much of yourself into a relationship that you
Hmm.
lose self in that relationship. And then when the relationship falls
Yep.
apart, then you got to start back over, learning yourself and getting to love yourself all over again.
Hmm.
That's a hell of a process. And so when you come to a place of peace and
Hmm.
you're able to see what it is, and take that time where you are alone so you can get to know yourself again. And when you build that process back up, it's rejuvenating. It's like you're alive again. And so once you get to that place and you realize, okay, I know he's gonna hang out with his friends, they do the barbecue thing on the weekend, it's game day, babe, go,
Yeah.
enjoy yourself. Enjoy yourself, have a good time, because it's going to be some times where I might have a girl thing. We might have a yoga retreat or something of that sort, and we're going. And but I think it's really important for, you come together collectively, but as individuals, you have your own avenue, you have your own lane that you can kind of, that whenever you just
Hmm.
like, hey, I just need a break for a moment, and you can go, you can stay in your vein, you can stay in your zone, and then when it's over, you come back together, everything is all well. But it's so important because losing yourself is so hard. Losing yourself in a
Hmm.
relationship where
Hmm.
you all up under that person is all up under you, and 24/7 you in this person's face, they're in your face. And then pretty soon you be like, God no,
Hmm.
and then next thing
Mhm.
you know, you're
Stay
arguing
away from
over
me. Uh-huh.
yeah, you're arguing over stuff like, how you gonna spit in the sink and then
Hmm.
rinse it out, you understand? I mean, it becomes those
Right.
little arguments
Right.
build up to massive explosions. And so I think it's important
Hmm.
because you
Hmm.
need that space. You cannot lose your identity in a relationship as an individual, because you came in as individuals. You're collectively a unit, but you're still an individual. Like Adisha said earlier, when that person is away, you still got to look at self in the mirror.
Mhm.
So you got to be real mindful of that. So
That's right.
yes, definitely.
I see it like this, like you bring people into your life. You don't give your life to people. When you give your
There
life
you
to
go.
people, you give it everything, then you
Right.
become lost when they leave because you don't you've given them your life instead of bringing them into your life. So when they leave, you still got your life, but you did the
That's it.
opposite.
Oh, that's beautiful, Adisha.
That's very well put.
Right.
Adisha,
Hmm.
what book you reading
Yes.
out of?
I'm not reading any. I'm reading out the book of Adijah's head.
Go ahead, Adisha. That's real
And
talk right there. I love it.
I've talked to women, I've talked to
It
queens
sure
twice your
is.
age, Adisha, and they don't get that.
No, they don't.
They
I told
look
you
at,
already. My soul's like 2000.
oh yeah, all right.
Right.
so
Right.
so
But she
I'm look.
definitely got it.
Yeah, I'm looking at eternal balance here. The question is, do y'all feel it's fair to a man when a woman can't cook or clean, but she
Mm,
wants the honey and milk without putting in the work?
mm.
Queens, what y'all got on that?
Okay, I got something to say about this.
Okay.
Um, did you go into the situation knowing that this woman couldn't cook and couldn't clean, and you still moved to the second step?
Boom.
And if you did still
Boom.
move to the second step, knowing that she couldn't cook and she couldn't clean, then why you didn't
Mm-hmm.
show her what to do? Teach her.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
if she's willing to learn. So if she can't cook, she can't clean, she can learn it. That doesn't take away from her being a queen. And if you knew this and you still walked into the situation, teach her. If she can't be taught, then that's a different story.
Mm.
Or I wouldn't say taught. If she can't learn, then that's a different story.
Yeah.
And why is cooking and cleaning?
Okay, eternal balance.
Sorry.
No,
Like
go ahead, Aditya.
if someone's a good person, yeah. If someone's a good person, yeah, they treat you right, they respect you, they bring up children well, and all of those things. Is cooking and cleaning really a factor to not give them what you should in a relationship? I don't
Mm.
know. I
Can,
don't know.
can,
Okay. Did you see what
can,
Eternal
Oh,
said?
did you
Did
see
you,
what he
lazy.
said?
Aditya, look at his
He says
response.
he's
I
lazy, but
can't
the
see. It's
box.
like my phone's the only one that ain't resetting on here. I can still see Danielle's thing. I ain't
But
fair.
It may be the
She's lazy,
time.
but the box was good.
Jermaine says she's lazy, but the box was good.
But the box was good. Okay, so
What is this box? What is this
all
box
right.
he's
So
Hey, well, look,
okay,
if
you
that's
know
the
what?
look, if that's the case, you got to get it how you live. If the box is good, then you just gonna have to help her cook. You're gonna have to help her cook and clean. Period.
oh
That's it.
Exactly, or teacher, exactly.
well, eternal balance says
I mean, because what do you say?
he says why is it that women paint this picture in relationships that they don't believe in themselves? Now that's that eternal balance.
Ooh.
Which picture? What picture?
Well, he said why is it that women paint a picture in relationships they don't believe in themselves?
Yeah, he has to be specific. Is there something in particular that he's speaking about?
Yeah, yeah, right.
No, but I guess there's some women out there that do that, but I'm not gonna jump in and name the particulars. I'm gonna let him do that.
Right. But is it, I mean, because, I know sisters, that actually paint this look of what the relationship is supposed to look like. Like this one sister, and this is no joke, she and I were good friends in college. And she said her exact comment was, he has to be 6'5" or taller. He has to play basketball,
Mm.
have played basketball, is getting ready to play basketball, or coaching basketball. She
Okay.
she was, yeah, I'm serious. This is what she said. And she also said that I'm going to get my degree, but I don't want to work. And I want to, this is long before the show
Mm,
Basketball Wives. She wants to sit in the stands with
mm,
the rest of the basketball wives and watch her husband play. And I asked her, I said, why would you, in my Christian voice at the time, why would you put God in a box? And this is her response was, I believe if I ask God, what I tell God what I want, that He'll give it to me. So if that's what I want, I believe that He'll give it to me. That was her exact words. And my thing of it is, what picture? Is it? Is he specifically saying that women are painting? I
I get
know.
it.
Yeah.
Definitely. You know what he means.
Uh,
You know them. You know, like them Tyler Perry movies, kind of picture. Like when we want the nice house and the nice this, and we want to be the housewives and stuff like that. But I actually have an answer for this. But I need to ask Rich something before I answer that.
Shoot, go ahead.
Rich, you see guys, yeah. Would you say they also paint a picture in relationships or in marriage that they don't believe in? Or would you say women do it majority, like more?
that was
uh
good.
oh.
And that that
Uh oh.
Come
that
on,
door
Rich.
sw-
That was real good.
that door that door swings both ways because uh, all of us have to admit that we have an image about our relationships. We have it's this starts out with image because even like on the first date, you have an image that you want her to see. She has an image that she wants the king to see. Now, this if this image gets out of hand, it can turn into a situation to where uh, you want somebody to live up to something that it's kind of like people say you can dish it out, but you can't take it, you know. And if this image gets a hold of your relationship, image is healthy. To a, image has its place, but when image gets out of hand, it can be like, okay, he must fit, she must feel this image. She must always have look nice, and she must have this type of shape. She must have this type of breast. She must have this type of hips. And men do that a lot vainly,
Mm-hmm.
but they 18 months pregnant. The man got a belly, but he wants the woman to keep her figure.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
And so a lot of that women suffer with a man because the man he stays superficial, but he, he wants his girl to be a porno star, but
He wants her to
he
be a
wants her to,
virgin.
yeah, he got all these categories for his woman. I want to be a porno star in the bed. She got to cater to me in public and don't disrespect me. She's got to look good all the time for me. She's got to have the hips I want, the breasts I want, and the face I want. But his belly is hanging out, and he's nothing in terms of if he expects that of her, he should do the same. Okay, if I'm telling somebody to eat right, I shouldn't be 18 months pregnant.
Here's my
So
thing. With men, it seems like they more have an ideal for the woman. With women, it seems like they more have an ideal for their relationship and how they want their life to pan
Mm.
out. And the reason why I asked you to answer first is because I wanted to make that point because I realized that already. What it seems like to me that it is with women is they've been told from time ago, especially with European culture mixing in with us, that the highest we can get is a marriage, is a husband, is a man. And like we can go no further than that, whereas men can go further than that. So we tend to create this fairy tale lifestyle around this marriage because the marriage it becomes our life. Just like when I was saying before, we give our lives to people. That's what women tend to do. You go places like somewhere like Nigeria, yeah, then women they will a lot of them will just marry someone just because they have something or because they want to say to the rest of their culture, oh, see, I'm married, or they get into a certain age and it's like a taboo, and it stems back to that. I personally believe definitely we just see it like this is us, this is what it should be, so you need to have this and you need to be this and you need to have that because that's our status in society, marriage. And if we marry a footballer, then we're even better. If we're a housewife and we get loads of money and we don't have to do nothing, that's even better. If we have maids and we don't have to cook and clean, that's even better. And we base our ideals around our lives, around our marriage, which is seen as our lifestyle. I think that's what maybe.
it's very true. I mean, that's why I say image has its place, but you can't let image control your relationship. Of
Mm-hmm.
course, you want to look great on the first date. Of course, you want to be impressive and attractive on the first date. That's image, but that's needed. That's natural. But as the relationship goes on, you have to understand that the menu is not the meal. You you can be look great, but there's no substance. You got to have
Mm-hmm.
substance. As long as there's an image, you will never have a substance and a meaningful relationship. The
Mm-hmm.
image has to fade away. No matter how great you look together, if you stay together, you're both getting older. You're going to get slower. The body's going to get slower, and the hair is going to
Mm-hmm.
turn gray. Things are going to
Mm-hmm.
change. You know, and
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's hard to see when you're in your 20s, but when you get up there to 40s and 50s, the relationship image, you come more of an understanding, inner over an understanding of the image can't be so powerful. You really have to see that person from the inside out.
So, Rich, um, I'm looking at King's response right now. This, this is coming. This is something that I'm addressing to both of you guys as men. With everything that's going on with this Hollywood look and all of that. Because he made a point to put rich nothing's more fake than lashes, like lashes.
Right.
So how and you're in Vegas, so I know you see a lot. You see a lot with women, you know, spending this extra money, spending money, because at one time it was the Caucasian women doing it, but now the sisters are doing it, going under the knife, um, changing, altering their look, their whole appearance, adding this, taking this out. What is your take as a man, looking at a woman who has altered her body for the look of self, really, because and how the world sees her? What is your take, you and Jermaine? I need to hear an answer from both of y'all about
Mm.
the the add-ons and the takeaways when it comes to the women.
I don't like it. I don't like every woman I see in Vegas now has they getting breast implants, booty implants, even when they don't even need it. And I think they're competing with women when they do that. But it's just like makeup is enough. Makeup is altering yourself enough, but they went beyond makeup. Now they're like putting in new legs, thighs, ass, titties. I'm like, it's some of this stuff look robotic the way they do it.
Yeah.
And and I tell you, in Vegas, you see some scary stuff. You see, because it gets like 110 degrees out here, and then they want to wear some shorts or these thong things that they wear with a sheer dress over it, where you can see right through it, and you see the operations that went bad. You see like the ass is lopsided, and
Yo, Rich,
and
she come home and took a
you
whole
see some
bodysuit
crazy
off.
stuff. You see some crazy stuff. I don't. I don't like anything false unless it's necessary through an accident. And some men like it. I don't like the fake boobs and hips, and I don't. It don't turn me on. I don't really like that.
Okay, so let me ask you this question then, because Jermaine did just kind of mention it. So what do you kings feel about? How do you feel about a woman being snatched? Sisters, y'all know what I'm talking about. A woman being
Yeah,
snatched. Do y'all know what that means?
yeah, yeah, I know
Uh,
that.
I'm a little bit backwards on the time. Can you please expound on that, please?
Okay, snatched is where a woman would wear like almost like a bodysuit under her garment, like things that smooth everything out, that lifts everything up, all of this, and they look flawless in their bodycon dresses and all of that. What is your take on, you be like, oh my God, uh when you see this woman, she has this beautiful hourglass figure, and she's rocking this dress now. She done came in there and get all of his turn with her in this dress, and all of a sudden, y'all kicking it and this, that, and the other. And let's just say it's a one night stand night. Let's just put that out there. It's a one night stand night. That chick take that bodysuit off, and things start busting out every which way. What what is how do you feel about that? That we see, we call it snatched. That's what
um,
we call it. The sisters, that's what it's called. The girdles and the corsets, it's called being snatched, because I mean that's pretty much what your whole body is being snatched up into this contraption
yo,
to be smoothed out and tucked in.
oh,
So what is y'all take on that?
oh wow, you talking about the bodysuit she took like an hour to get into? All right. Um, honestly, you can't take away from women whatever they find appealing. They find it appealing, but at the same token, I know if she's my personal queen and she's with me on a day-to-day basis, I know what her body looks like. But if you come up out of that bodysuit and you look like Slimer from the Ghostbusters, There is no one
That's
night
rude.
stand.
That is rude. I know exactly who that is. I used to have that toy.
There is no one night. There is no one night stand. There's gonna be you and your light stand, not me.
I said you and your light stuff.
Real talk. And BBWs need love too. So homage to all queens. Don't get me twisted, but I have my
Right.
preference. I have my preference. I mean, your tiger stripes is beautiful. If you have a jelly roll, it's cool. Give it more cushion for the pushing. But at the same token, you cannot come up out of that suit and you can fold me up onto your stomach. We both can't be pregnant.
That's
Yeah, I'm with you 100%, King. That's false advertisement. That
Yeah.
you can't. That's what you call bait. That's what you call bait and switch.
Yo, Rich,
He
Rich,
said false
Rich.
advertisement.
She looked
Yes, he
like
did.
Rich.
I'm
Rich,
done.
she looked like what's that thing that villain on Batman? That he's the mud. He turns
Mr.
into mud.
Penguin.
No, not Penguin. He's even worse. I'm talking about the one that turns into mud.
I
Man,
don't know, but yeah, I've had bad experiences.
that's
If your belly is bigger than your ass, you can't wear certain things, and
But
they'll
that's
try
why
to
they get
grow.
snatched, though. That's why they get snatched.
No, but that's scary because you be like, yeah, baby, let's put it on, and now you feel like you grabbing on Earl. I don't. I
you
paid.
like you like yo. The hair is not yours. The eyelash is not yours.
Right,
The nails is not yours. Your ass is not yours. Your tits not
right.
yours. What is yours?
What is yours?
Right.
Now I'm starting thinking maybe the VJ ain't yours either.
Yo, why you look like Garfield?
Uh
Wow.
No, I've had some horror stories to
Hold,
where
hold on, Rich. Hold on. And to all you dudes out there, y'all do the same thing. Let the queens have their thing, fam. Why you wearing lace fronts and wigs, dude?
Right.
Give it
Oh my
up, bro.
God.
Go
Thank
to Michael
you.
Jordan, dude. Like, come on, son. Y'all tripping, b. Let it be,
Yeah,
man. This
that is
remove it,
not
man. This remove it
that's
because you screwed up when
yeah.
you start eating garbage, and that's why you lose your hair.
Queens. Do you prefer
Mm.
like more softer, timid men in between, or like more manly men?
That is a crazy question. The reason why is because man is both feminine and masculine, and I know that
I know, but there's
society.
different degrees. There's different degrees. So just because you're a man, yeah, doesn't mean you're going to be necessarily really, really tough. And just because you're a woman doesn't mean
Exactly.
you're necessarily going to be really soft. So there's different degrees of men out there.
Oh,
So I'm asking these queens what they would prefer on the scale.
so am I gonna be hard at 6 o'clock every single day? That's hemorrhoids.
That do get on my nerves. But
I
anyway,
know you don't.
get on my last nerve. But anyway, to answer the question, King, um, uh, like Adisha said, because it is because you have your manly man, like he just, he's sports, he's TV, he's this, and he dresses a certain way, certain things he's just not gonna get caught in. He would not wear a pink shirt. He's too manly for that, or this, that, and the other. But this is just me. I prefer the dude to be masculine, very masculine, be a man, but also in touch with his feminine side. To the point where he does have a sensitive side. He's just not so hardcore. I don't do thugs. I don't want no
Mm-mm.
thug dude. I'm a thug all by myself. We
No,
we
I
I
like.
don't need a dude because we gonna butt heads.
Yeah,
But
no.
I need somebody that's gonna be a little bit more gentle to help bring out the softer side of me. So my
Mm-hmm.
preference is not this hardcore thug dude. I know a lot of women, oh, he got to be a thug. No, 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 no. I don't want no
Mm-mm.
thug because
Mm-mm.
we going to bump
Mm-mm.
heads. We will bump heads. And I am a true Taurus. I'm going to stand my ground,
Mm-hmm.
so, but I need somebody that's going to help balance me out, that's going to be able to help nurture the softer side of Shay because I desire that. So it's got to be that's for me. That's what's going to bring balance for me. I can't speak for any other female, but that's my desire. So
Shanae,
I'm here.
what's your answer?
So I just I'm just taking it all in. I'm just chilling. So I am I like a man that's balanced. I like a manly man, but I want him to be in touch with his feminine side as well. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so I want him I when we're at home, I want to see both. When we're out and about, I need you to be that man. That's the best way I can explain it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would say
Yeah.
me in between. So remember, we had three on the scale. We had the timid, we had the in between, and then we had the manly man. Mine would be in between the middle, the balanced one, and the manly man, like right slap bang in between.
Probably
Hmm.
Yeah,
like a 8 or a 9 if it was
Yep.
on one to
seven,
scan.
seven, seven.
7.
I'm
Yeah.
all I'm all three.
Okay.
But speaking of numbers, how vain are you with are you queen? The vanity, your
Oh.
identity, the money, the looks, uh, the sex. How vain are you if you want to be honest in a percentage of 0 to 100%? How vain are you when it comes to your man looks?
Oh, his looks. Okay.
um.
Oh, you know,
Hey,
I'm gonna
Going
let
for
y'all go first.
hey, Rich, you gotta ask them if their knees still work.
what?
huh?
I know. He lost me there, boy.
Yeah, you
Rich,
lost
Yeah,
me
what
too.
what did
Rich,
that mean?
Rich, you gotta ask them if their knees still work. Can they doctor save you on their kneecaps?
Yep. See that's too deep for them right now. Now you gonna make me go into that because this
We
thing
lost every single one of us. My answer would be um him.
you got to give a
50,
percentage. You got to
50,
give a percentage too.
50%, 50%, 50%. Because I don't like men who are too overly groomed all the time. Like put on like go and clean a car and get dirt on your face or something. Like don't always be too overly groomed, but don't be looking what we refer to over here as bummy, which is like yeah, which is like a bum. Don't
Mm-hmm.
no. So 50-50. Like from time to time I want to see you, you know, I don't know how to explain it. From time to time, I want to see you like in your work clothes and stuff. And other times, looking all neat and with a shirt and stuff. Yeah. But 50-50. 50-50.
50-50.
Yeah.
Okay, any of you ladies want to go next? How groomed does he? Are you vain? Like he's got to look like a actor? Does your man have to look like an
No.
actor?
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm. For me, he just has to be clean cut and neat. That's for me. And not necessarily, not dressed up all the time. I mean, just this. I mean, if it's jeans and t-shirt, jeans and t-shirt, shoes. You just got your nice swag. I like to see a brother that has a nice style, which means his wardrobe was very diverse. He has clothes where just kicking it. He has workout clothes. He has dressy clothes. If it's something, a gala or something, and he needs to wear a suit or a tux, he has it, or he can get it. Doesn't mind wearing it. I need to see diversity in the wardrobe because it's nothing worse than you feel like you want to rock a sundress today, and it's a beautiful day, and then you come get him, and he got some Nike slides on, and some joggers and a wife beater. No,
You and these
no.
wife beaters.
Yeah, I got issues with those. As you can see, I'm traumatized by them. I can't. But but he has to, he has to be able to have a neatness, just well groomed, smell good and well groomed. I'm not asking for a Denzel Washington or Shamar Moore or The Rock or
Morris Chestnut.
Common. Yeah. I don't like that dude,
See,
but
they
yeah, but
name they naming all they they naming all of their guys. You see 'em?
yeah. I'm dropping names. I'm dropping names. But he doesn't have to be that person because to me, that's still, even though he's a real person, he's still a fictional character to me. So my man would have to just represent himself and confidence. That as long as he's confident in where he looks and he's rocking it and he has a nice look about him, I'm in. I'm in. I love a man to rock his own style. I'm cool with that.
Aye.
And Shanae,
I'm going to push more towards the 50-50. And when I say 50-50, it's due to I want him to be comfortable in his own skin. However,
Hmm.
I need him to be able to rise to every occasion. So
There you
again,
Yes,
go.
he
Yeah.
yes,
he
yes.
needs to be able to, if we're showing up for this occasion, he needs to be able to present himself well for that occasion. It's the same thing. Do I expect him to be 100% clean cut all the time? Absolutely not. However, if you're not clean cut and we're showing up to a clean cut event, I need you to present yourself accordingly. So I'm going to
Yeah,
bring it back to 50-50 and be comfortable in your skin.
yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
so what about cologne? Some women are cologne women. Some women are oils. Some women don't like cologne or smell at all. Which one are you women?
Again,
Oils and
50-50.
cologne.
Oh, is it?
Both.
Okay,
And they need, just as long as they smell good, both.
but do they need cologne or oils or neither, or what do you prefer?
I like oils because they last longer, especially if you get a good cut of oil. Like, Namzamo sells some real good ones because they're not cut. They're not cut with alcohol, which means oils balance with your body chemistry. So as your body chemistry heats up, your body temperature heats up, so does the oil. And the fragrance will stay with you all day. Your perfumes, your colognes have alcohol in it. So eventually the fragrance is going to evaporate because it's alcohol. So I prefer oils if a man can get to an oil, a body oil. So, but it does stay longer. So, I might have to just send y'all some samples so y'all can see what I'm talking about from them Zamo shops. So, Rich, make sure you text me your address and stuff so I could send those out to y'all so y'all can see what I'm talking
Oh,
about.
oh,
Oh, Rich,
appreciate
Rich, you getting a package too? I'm jealous.
that.
No,
Um,
he's not getting a
That's
package. You're getting a package, sir.
hey, Rich. I
Since you
wonder.
try to since you try to undercut me, I'm right here.
Hey, Rich. I wonder if men are you familiar that you can mix your cologne if it's not too potent. You can splice them with another cologne, and it's a very beautiful blend that lasts
Hmm.
longer.
yeah. I'm not a cologne wearer. I don't wear it.
Oh, my bad. He's holistic. He wears dandelions.
Yeah, I wear that.
He played too much.
Oh
Oh
my
my goodness.
God.
I wear the. I walk around with a dandelion under my chin.
That
See
sound
that
about
part?
right.
I'm more of an oils person, or I don't, or something like the cologne. And that's since we on that, ladies. Here's what now: a hairy man or not a hairy man.
Not
No,
not
Do you
but
mind
beard is a
hair?
must. But
Do you
beard is a
mind
must.
hair? Do you ladies mind hair? Some men are hairy. Okay,
mhm.
they got hair on
Mhm.
their legs. They got hair everywhere. I'm not saying like a chimpanzee type of hair. I'm saying like some men are hairy. Some men have it, and some women they shave their legs. Women shave their legs and things. Now,
Okay, well, let me. Okay, what type of hair? Because if he has if he it is hairy, but his hair may be thin, and it may lay smooth or whatever, that can pass for me. But if he got that refried pubic hair action going on with that in the chest area, and it just looked like B2B, and it just it look like you just want to
no,
walk
it's
up
not
to it
that.
and
It's
comb it
not.
out, then no.
No, it's
I
not
don't
the
like
hair
this
where you
hair.
can strike a match on it.
Mm-mm.
Okay, okay, okay. Well,
No,
cool.
no, but it's not hair.
If it
It,
lays down and it's kind of smooth, I can ride it out. But I prefer no hair. He can
you
have
prefer
facial hair. He can have a beard, a goatee, a mustache. That's cool. But I'm talking about overall body hair.
okay.
Ain't nothing sexy about no hair on the back.
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
With me, he has to have hair on his face, like a beard. I don't mind arm, leg hair, but chest and back hair is disgusting. No, 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 no. Don't like it.
uh, so what about leg hair?
Yeah,
Leg
leg
hair.
hair is cool.
Leg
Leg
hair
hair,
is
arm
cool.
hair, cool. It's
Yeah, he
just
don't
the
have
chest and the
the
back.
leg hair. He don't have to shave the legs. Like if
Yeah,
that's entirely up to him. But the legs I could deal with. It's the I'm it's the back
chest
and
and
the
the back,
chest
right?
area.
I know.
Yeah. Hmm.
Okay,
Chest and the back, man.
so what about hair on his gluteus maximus and hair on Wallow?
Rallo's cool. The butt though.
What about penis and testicle hair?
Yeah, that's cool.
I'm
That's
mad at how
cool.
you sounded.
But
Oh.
that's not cool, bro. That's not cool at all. The front, yeah. The back, I don't like a small amount, but not like, not no big kind of. No.
You're you're
Just
you're
can we have maintenance involved? I mean, we know some people have hair, but can you keep it at like a nice clean cut, like Miss Cachet said? We want you to be clean cut. So in the event that you do have hair, can you just maintain a healthy balance with that length?
Yeah.
you're
Right.
I
you're
swear
you're
if you've got hair on your butt, you automatically got it on your back though, right?
yo, I rang up. Yo, it's natural for a man have ear in the crack and him whatever. Yo,
Yeah, but and I said excessive.
what kind of question and that about?
She said
Honestly,
excessive.
but honestly, a man for learn to cut him ear because the sweat, it hold on to sweat and it make them smell. So
Yeah.
me not like ear. I like it smooth. So anytime I put it on her, that's natural thing I go down.
Oh
Look,
Lord.
I've told some men have told me that they like women with hair between in the cleavage. They like women with hair. Some women
Mm.
What?
women have like yeah,
I
some women
don't
have
even have
light
hair
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, the boy that nasty.
some women have like the light mustache on women. Some women have a light
Oh
mustache.
man, let me tell you, I had an aunt. She had a mustache, a full mustache. It was no mistaking that she did not have a mustache. But let me tell you, those men loved her. You hear
Oh,
me? Loved her. Full mustache.
She looked like
Full.
the lady from Friday After Next.
I can't even remember that
She had a
character.
full mustache.
She did. She had a full mustache.
She's
And the
like
men
Craig.
loved her.
She's like Craig. Tell your daddy I said hi.
yeah.
I don't remember her.
Mm,
I
mm,
can't
mm.
remember her, but I know my
Oh,
aunt did. So she was my great aunt, but she did. They said the men loved her. They were crazy about her. So I don't know. To each his
I
own.
think
Everybody has their own little things that they kind of really vibing off of that they may be secretly vibing off of and don't want to tell nobody. But hey.
Sean said you can't have braidable.
Oh Lord, Sean is funny.
there's a lot of women that have these little light mustache. I think it's kind of sexy. I
I
have
have
dated
one.
this light
I
skin
have
girl.
one.
Yeah, it's the little mustache is kind of
I
sexy, but
have a
when it gets
light
too heavy,
mustache.
Yo,
but as long as it's not too heavy, when it gets too
No,
heavy,
but
it's
I
like
always I get mine waxed all the time, and this whole pandemic is causing me problems because I need it to
Don't
go.
it
But
does it
yeah,
not grow
I
back
have a
bigger?
light I have a light mustache. You can't really see it, but it's there.
hey
Don't
Sinead,
it
Yeah.
grow back bigger?
you drink too much milk.
It it doesn't grow back thicker. I take it off every 2 months. It grows back really slow, but it's really light.
Okay.
You drink too much milk,
Mm.
Sinead.
I don't drink milk. I got sideburns too. I take those off too.
She
yeah,
said,
it's some men that love hairy women. I mean, the mustache. I mean, some people are hairier than others, but I can't do oral sex with her if she got a mustache.
Rich, why you telling
"Oh
your
Lord."
secret? Why you telling your secret on the live, King?
Wow.
Hey, Julia. I mean, let's
No,
be
it ain't
honest.
going in my head still.
Some people are just hairier than others,
Rich is
and
beyond
That's
thought.
true. That's true.
it's tough. But so you're saying what you said? You don't mind hair on the man legs, but back and chest you don't like it.
Mm-mm,
No.
And what
mm-mm.
about hair on the ass cheeks?
I saw you asked that
Bruh.
already.
Yo, Bridging,
I
Bridging, Bridging, Bridging. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on.
What
Hold on, the big man, big man. You're gone
men out
you,
there wanna know this. It's some hairy
big
men out
man,
here that like
big man.
y'all.
You're gone too far. Tell them to go beat and shave themselves, dog.
Nah, this is no. We
Buckler.
going to that bitch tonight. It's men out there that think y'all celebrities. They be like, they don't like me. I'm hairy. So, uh, speaking of appearance, so you ladies are pretty much like really together on how you like your men to look and behave. It's very, you're really together on it. And we already talked in the first Queen's Corner about the different races. We won't get back into that. But the last thing, um, now, when you really like a guy, things evolve and things change. If the guy is, do you mind the guy not being in the same religion or looking at life the way you do, like religion wise or political wise? What if he's totally the opposite of you, politically or see God differently? Do you not get involved with him? Do you not take it any further once you find this out?
Correct.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree with
That's
that.
huge. That's huge.
Yeah,
It
it
can't.
really
Yeah.
is. It really
Like I
is.
can't be that how I am, and you're like, for instance, no problem with them. But for instance, a Muslim, we're not gonna really get along really well, and like, how are we gonna bring up children?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay,
Mhm.
the other side of that coin is what about eating? You like salads and he likes steaks. Do you reject them?
Now that's cool. You can eat what you want.
So you don't mind the eating. What about the other queen? Does the diet have to be congruent? Does the eating habits, the way he eats has to be like yours?
Not necessarily.
Right.
No, he could eat what he want, and once he fall out, and I go pick him up from the hospital, then we can have that conversation.
Or so you gonna let
Mhm.
him see for himself?
Oh
I'm gonna
yeah.
let it speak for itself.
Mhm.
You
With
evil.
me, the only thing is you just have to respect, like, you know, just how they say.
Trey said you look evil. So why you gonna let the
Like
man
we
run his
will
little?
have that conversation home. Yeah.
So Shanae, you gonna wait for him to fall out to have the conversation?
Absolutely, because if I try to have the conversation with him beforehand, he's not gonna listen. So I'm gonna just lead by example. Let him have his steaks.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
gonna
You
be
got
smelling like steak after he has his steak.
I'm not gonna be we be sleeping in separate rooms.
What's the point?
ooh.
I'm being sarcastic.
So this Queen's Corner 2, y'all. We got a depth. The Queen's Corner 3, if we have one, it's gonna get a little deeper. But man, but we learned a lot. Did everybody? Didn't we have somebody? Oh, Danielle was on the last one, but she made some comments here uh, during it. We've almost reached 2 hours, Queens. We be having too much
Yeah, we
fun.
did it. Yeah, it was 2 hours and
I got
33.
I
Yeah.
got a
That's
question. I
uh-huh.
didn't. I think Rich
Take
didn't
us out,
ask.
King. Take us out, King.
Rich
After the
didn't
question.
ask. After you put in the work to get into the relationship, do you still continue that work to maintain the relationship?
Absolutely.
Absolutely, it's a must.
Yep. If
Yeah, you
I
got
don't
to.
get you,
You
then I
you
got
can't fall off. You can't fall off.
Right,
Oh,
right. No.
okay. I'm happy y'all stated that because that's how most relationships fall off. And I know y'all
Oh
mentioned
yeah.
something earlier about relationship, religion actually. I feel like if he or she has a different religion, it's a conversation that needs to be had. I also believe that no matter the differences, you should try to learn the other side, and the other side learn your side, and together y'all come and make it whole and have a better balance and understanding pertaining to whatever it is. Because sometimes in relationship we can go in there with a judgmental eye, and we can screw up a good thing just because we were brought up a certain way and we want somebody to be the way we were brought up versus enjoying that person for who they really is and adapting to their light. Like you already have your light. That person is an extra attribute to the love that you already give yourself. So once we take the judgment out of it, it becomes a balanced bliss. And with that
Okay,
being, you got something
go
you want
ahead.
to add, Mrs. Sideburns and Mustache?
No, go ahead and
Oh, so
go
irritating.
ahead.
Let's go.
That was
Please.
wrong.
Let's go, twin. Let's go,
Oh
twin. I
man,
have I have sideburns and
that's
mustache. So don't worry about
that's
I,
wrong.
hey, guess what? I'm comfortable on my skin and my sideburns and everything get plenty of dudes, so I'm not worried about that. So
There
go
you
ahead and
go,
take us
sis.
out.
Represent.
it.
Represent, sis.
Sean,
That's what I'm talking about. I got you, sis.
Sean
I
said, "What
got
kind of
you.
Sean said, what kind of question is that?" Sean, it's a question. Come on, King. Um, but love is love. This is really entertaining. I love you guys so much for actually putting in the energy, the different aspects from Adija. Like her voice is magnetic.
Amazing.
Magnetic.
Yes.
My Jamaican queen. Boop, 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 boop. All right. Richard asked some fudge sickle type of question, but everybody played a part. Shanae, love is
Yes.
love. Beauty, Pichet, love is
Yay.
love. Hey, Rich, like is like.
Peace, King.
Um, I love you guys, man. Gratitude for always fulfilling your due diligence and doing what you do, bringing what you bring to the platform, and to all those that want to participate. Yo, Sean, big up yourself, man. I saw you in that march today. Homage to you, King, being on the front line. For those of you that want to be a part of MEN-talRollaDeK, please, by any means necessary, go and send me a friend request at King Jermaine. Follow me on IG at MEN-talRollaDeK, on Twitter at MEN-talRollaDeK, and also like and subscribe on YouTube at MEN-talRollaDeK. And to everyone that participate and pay attention to this show and the vibration, homage to you all. And to my last time listeners, you rang up. Go ahead, move up.
Oh, now he major hype. Okay.
Next week, I got your major hype right here.
Hey, Jermaine, go into Jermaine. Close the show, not